Everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited about the new year. It is January of 2019. That means new year, new channel, new attitude. Let me just start off this video by giving you a little recap of why I disappeared. I made 4 videos and I released them, published them, whatever, onto YouTube. I got some really sweet comments, I got some really good feedback, and then of course I got some not so good shit. Someone making fun of my hair color. My hair color was rainbow, dude. If you have a problem with rainbow hair, you should probably stay off of YouTube, period, because over half the people on YouTube have some unnatural color in their hair. Second, I was called fat. Guess what? I am. That's okay. I have no qualms about my size. I stopped recording videos not because I was hurt or upset by the things that they said. I really don't give a shit what you think of me. I'm here on BookTube because I want to be on BookTube, not because you want me to be on BookTube. The entire purpose of BookTube is for us to come together and have different ideas, different thoughts, and share them with each other because, hey, we all love books. If you have a problem with someone's size, with the way they look, with their hair, with their sexuality, with anything about them other than what they think about a book, you should probably leave now. I won't miss you and neither will they. Bye! This year is going to be super exciting. I'm doing 4 book challenges. That sounds a little daunting, but it's really not because they easily flow into one another like a river. 4 book challenges. I am going to be doing a monthly challenge with a friend of mine who has a podcast, and that is something I'm very excited about. I usually do this stuff by myself. Having someone to go along with me in that process has been fun and very enlightening. But before I get ahead of myself, I want to go ahead and let you guys in on the challenges. So the first challenge I'm going to be doing this year is the GoodReads reading challenge. This is a challenge that most online book readers know about. It is on GoodReads. It's hosted by GoodReads. So last year, in 2018, I set my GoodReads reading challenge goal for, I think, 48 books, and I ended up reading 52, which surpassed my goal. I was kind of surprised because we moved across country last year. I changed jobs. I went from working a job that was absolutely killing me inside to a job that really brings me a lot of joy in what I do. So this year I wanted to give myself a little bit more of a challenge numbers wise. So I have set my goal for 75 books this year. Some of you may be thinking that's not a lot. Some of you may be thinking, holy shit. Either way, I think that 75 is a pretty good number for me. I did over 50 last year. That's 25 more. I can do it. That kind of leads me into the next challenge on my list, which is the monthly buddy read challenge that I was talking about previously in the video. That challenge is with Joanna from Literature Podcast. She and her podcast partner Mitch have a really awesome podcast that you can listen to on Spotify, on iTunes, on a couple different platforms. I'll go ahead and drop the links below in the description of the video. That way you can check them out. I actually had the chance to interact with Joanna and Mitch during a live podcast that they did on Instagram regarding the Three Dark Crowns series, 2 Dark Reigns. Yeah, 2 Dark Reigns. That was the most recent one that came out. So they did a live Instagram podcast, and I really enjoyed talking to them during their podcast, listening to their feedback, the banter between them. The podcast is a really good way to just take a deep breath, let all the real life shit go, and just sit down and listen to some quality entertainment regarding some of our favorite books. So I approached her with the idea of doing a buddy read every month using only our TBR list and books that are already on our shelves. Our reading challenge is Secondhand Lit's Buddy Read 2018. Hashtag. Make sure that you check it out on Instagram. We do post, and at the end of every month, we will be doing a video where we talk about our thoughts on the book. As I mentioned earlier, we are only using our current TBR and books that we own to do this challenge. One of the things that I found really daunting last year was keeping up with my backlist as well as the books that are coming out as new releases. There are a lot of books that get tossed to the back because newer books come out and we want to be sure that we're reading the newest book, the one that's talked about, blah, 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 blah. Well, it doesn't work. So this challenge is going to at least help us eliminate 12 books off of our shelves that haven't been read yet. Our monthly buddy read runs from the 5th to the 20th of every month. If the book is a lot longer or a lot shorter, we will adjust accordingly, but generally 15 days is enough to read a novel. But if the book either doesn't interest you or you don't have it, you can still participate. Grab any book off of your shelf that you have been wanting to read and read it. So that brings us to number 3. The third reading challenge that I am partaking in this year is going to be the PopSugar Reading Challenge. This is the 5th year in a row that PopSugar has hosted a reading challenge. Every year they give you a list of prompts that you can pick from. You're supposed to do all 40 prompts. They do have an advanced reader section that gives you 10 extra prompts that if you really want to get into some obscurities, you can go in and try them. I have not previously participated in the PopSugar Reading Challenge simply because I honestly didn't know about it. But this year, with the monthly TBR buddy read that I'm doing, I figured it might be a good way to help pick the books that we read every month. And then, 2 birds, 1 stone, 2 challenges, 1 book, easy peasy. I was pleasantly surprised to find that some of the prompts on the list are really easy to do. Others, like, where am I going to find a book about that? So I do have the full list of PopSugar's reading challenge categories. There are 40 regular and 10 additional advanced. I'm going to read you a couple off of the list. Book set in space. Easy peasy. A book by 2 female authors. I actually have one already in mind. A book that was published in 2019. A reread of a favorite book. A book about a hobby. Those are some easy ones. Now for some more obscure ones. A book with pop, sugar, or challenge in the title. A book that was published post-death. A cli-fi book, apparently a climate fiction. A book set in an abbey, cloister, monastery, or convent. A book with no chapters. Like, aside from a kid's book, I've never read a book that didn't have some type of sectioning. So that one will be kind of interesting to see if I can find one. So there you have a couple of examples on the PopSugar Reading Challenge. If you want to join in or take a look at all 50 categories on this year's challenge, you can click the link below in the description. That will take you to my blog and that will have the entire list. That brings me to my final challenge of the year. The first 3 challenges really focus on books that I haven't read. This last challenge is something that I'm challenging myself to do this year. I want to do series rereads of 3 of my favorite series. So I typically start a series reread and get 1-2 books in, and then I get distracted and I go on to something else. This year I want to read from start to finish Harry Potter, of course. Everyone rereads Harry Potter every year, or at least tries to. I usually get about book 4 and then I toss it aside and go on to something else. It's not that I don't love Harry Potter. I absolutely love Harry Potter. I've got my Patronus on my arm. I've got an entire Harry Potter shelf on the other side of my library. I've got all of my American First editions up on the top shelf. I really love Harry. Sometimes my ADD gets the best of me and I just can't stick with the storyline long enough to finish it all the way. especially when I already know what's going to happen. The second series that I'm going to reread from start to finish is going to be my Hunger Games series. Hunger Games has always been one of my favorite... Ooh, get the hair out of my face. Ooh. Hunger Games has always been one of my favorite series. I read it when I was in college. I did one of my literature papers on Hunger Game. In my film and literature class, literally the only thing we did was watch movies and read the books. Watch a movie, read the book. Watch a movie, read the book. Literally one of my favorite classes of all time. 3 things I absolutely love: writing about books, reading books, and watching movies about books. So that was pretty awesome. I went off on that tangent to say that it has been since college that I have actually read the whole series all the way through. At the end, spoiler alert, when Prim dies, I was done with the series. I was just done. Like, how do you make us go through all of that just to have the same fucking thing happen? I understand the poetic bullshit of it, but it still to this day has me pretty pissed off. Since it has been years since I have read the series, all 3 books back to back, there is stuff that I know that I have forgotten, things that I probably missed the first time around when I was reacting to all the OMG moments, stuff like that. So I really want to sit down, take my time, and reread the series again, gather all the little tidbits that just to see if it changes the way I feel about the books in general. I doubt it will, but we'll see. The final series that I want to reread this year is the Dorothy Must Die series. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot get enough of this series. I have read, oh look, they're right behind me. Oh, I have read all of the novels. I have read all of the short stories and the novellas on my Kindle. I have yet to purchase physical copies of them, but this year I probably will because I do want to read all of them back to back, including the novellas. Dorothy Must Die, for those of you who don't know what it is about a girl who is not Dorothy, who gets sucked up and dropped into Oz like Dorothy did. However, in this Oz, Dorothy is a raging bitch. She's taken over control of everyone, and the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion are not lovable. They're scary motherfuckers who want to eat your face. And if that's not enough, we have a really cool chick with pink hair, a fucking awesome rat, some witches that you don't know if they're good, they're bad, they're fucked up, they're great, they're who knows what they are. This series is so much fun. It literally became one of my favorites instantly. And after I read that series, I had to run out and go get Stealing Snow, which I've heard there's going to be another one. I heard there's not going to be another one. I don't know what's going to happen. Danielle Page, please tell me. Whew, that escalated quickly. Anyways. Yeah, so series reread 2019. That is on the books. All right, guys, so those are the 4 challenges I'll be doing this year. Just for a recap, it is the GoodReads reading challenge. I will be aiming for 75 books. We'll be doing the hashtag Secondhand Lit Buddy Read 2019 monthly TBR read. Third will be our PopSugar reading challenge with the 50 total categories of books to read. Finally, the series reread 2019, that being the Harry Potter series, Hunger Games series, and Dorothy Must Die series. And for those of you who have made it to the end, congratulations! I am going to be doing a Slayer giveaway. On my Instagram, I am so close to 300 followers. When I get 300 followers, I will be choosing someone to win a Barnes & Noble's copy of Slayer. Now, the Barnes & Noble's copy has a exclusive scene featuring Faith, my favorite Slayer. I'm so excited about this book, guys. I don't even have words. Like, I'm stammering. And I am never speechless. This book is so phenomenal. If you have not read it yet, go get it. Or wait and see if you win it. Who knows? Anyways, 300 followers, I'll be giving away Slayer. My Instagram is below. I hope to see you there.